Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. Where do celebrity chefs like David Chang and the late Anthony Bourdain go for a great Chinese meal? It's Wu's Wonton King, a popular local Cantonese restaurant located on the border of New York's Chinatown and the rapidly gentrifying Lower East Side. Today, I'm going on somewhat of a hometown pilgrimage to visit this area where I've had many childhood memories. In this video, I'll give a brief history of the spot where Wu's Wonton King sits and taste their always excellent food. You don't want to miss this review. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show, and today I'm at one of the restaurants that I've been to ever since I was 10 years old. Now, today we're in the Lower East Side at a restaurant called Wu's Wonton King. Now, this restaurant has a long history, different owners, but long history. Back in 1984, this spot held a restaurant, Cantonese restaurant called Wing Shing. After that, it was called Wing Shun, and now it is called Wu's Wonton King. Wu's Wonton King is definitely a step up in terms of quality. I think they made that a point when they opened up Wu's Wonton King. They wanted the Cantonese food to be a little more upscale, and the prices reflect it, but the quality also reflects it. I've been here before, but this is my first review of Wu's Wonton King, and I want to share with you what they have, especially their namesake wontons. It's time to look at the Wu's Wonton King menu. Now, this menu is not huge, just a couple of pages long, but here is their food. First of all, we're going to start off with their roast meats. They have a full array of roast meats in front of the restaurant, and as you can see, they're a little more on the high side in terms of prices, but I know for a fact that they're very high quality because I've had that in the past. They even have a Peking duck. Next, we have the appetizers, which include their wonton soup, jellyfish, some cold crab, spring rolls, stuff like that. Next, we have a bunch of soups. And then we have some beef dishes. There's beef and broccoli, sa-cha beef. You have also some lamb over here, veal chops, pig intestines, beef stew. And then we have over here some poultry, which are the famous fried chicken. So you have the garlic aromatic crispy chicken, which is the daji gai, and then you have different types of chicken here. Next, you have some seafood, and these are all varied in prices, anywhere between $20 to even up to $50. And next, we have some more seafood, and these are a little more reasonably priced. They're between 20 and let's say 30. And then we have some vegetables. Vegetables range between 15 and 30. And then we have casserole dishes. And finally, we have the drinks, and then we have the fried rices and the noodle dishes. And these are all super reasonable. Most are under $20. I should add that Wu's Wonton King is actually a favorite of many celebrity chefs. Anthony Bourdain ate here before he passed away, and also David Chang, who's famous for momofuku, he actually ate here too, and they always had good things to say about this restaurant. There is definitely a degree of notoriety here. I'll show you how good the food really is, and I'm pretty sure it's very good. Okay, the first dish that came to my table is the salt and pepper squid. Now, the salt and pepper squid over here comes in a pretty good portion. It's not gigantic, but it's not too small either. They are mainly squid bodies, not the tentacles. It appears to be dipped into a nice batter, no breading, but a batter. And they're fried to a golden brown crisp, as you can see. And also there's garlic and some scallions down here. And yeah, this is a pretty good portion. Smells very aromatic. It smells very garlicky, and can't wait to give this a try. Okay, the first dish I'm going to try is the salt and pepper squid. Now, these are pretty big, fried to a golden brown crisp. Let's give this a try. Very good. It's been treated. It's very tender, super fresh. And I love the fact that the squid body is super thick, very thick. It has the right amount of saltiness. It's not too salty. It's perfectly in the middle on the scale 1 to 10. It's a 6 in saltiness. It's perfect. There's a perfect balance in there. Let's have another piece. There's a perfect crunch. You can taste the subtle garlicness, the subtle garlicky flavor of this salt and pepper squid. I'm telling you, this is super high quality. The balance, nothing is too extreme. It's right there in the middle, high quality and super delicious. This dish is sand ginger chicken. This particular chicken is probably made with a sand and ginger powder that's marinated in that powder. And there's some onions here, spring onions here. And there appears to be a light gravy that's put on top of the chicken. I know that sand and ginger chicken can also be made in a dry form. And the dry form would be actually pretty salty. So this one, I'm not sure how they prepared it. All I know is that there is a sauce here, so it might cut some of the saltiness out of it. We have half a chicken here, so if I pull this up, yeah, it looks very juicy. So I can't tell until I try it, and we'll get to it very soon. The next dish that I'm going to try is called sand ginger chicken. This is what it looks like, and this particular dish is made with a dry spice. I think it's called sand ginger in Chinese. Let's give this a try. It smells very gingery. Nice and smooth. Very nice. The texture of the chicken is very good. It's not overcooked. On a scale of 1 to 10 of being overcooked, I would give it maybe a 6. 10 being overcooked. It's somewhere in the middle, but a little more to the cooked side. It's very good. The dry version of this tends to be a little more salty, but this, with the broth that's placed on top of the chicken, it seems to be less salty. I can envision that sauce being added to some rice, and that would make a nice gravy for rice. That's a nice texture for chicken. That ginger, even though it says it's ginger, is a nice balanced ginger. It doesn't taste like fresh ginger. Remember, this ginger is a ginger spice, not fresh ginger flavor. But as a rub for a chicken, it's delicious. It's very good. You definitely do taste it. One final note on the chicken is that I noticed that the chicken itself is a pretty big chicken. It's not a tiny little 3-pound chicken. It looks like it's half of maybe a 4 to 5 pound chicken. I kind of like the chicken size that they provide here. Okay, the next dish is called New York's #1 wonton, which is a very funny name because they presume that it's #1. But from the looks of it, this is a very good-looking dish. It's about $15, and there are plenty of wontons in here, many different types. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 different types of wontons. Now, I'm betting that this isn't just wonton. It's probably soigao, which is a different type of dumpling that's wrapped in a skin. And we're going to try a couple of these because this restaurant is called Wonton King, and their wontons should be something special. Oh, one final thing that I should mention also is that this broth looks like a pork bone broth from the color. So we're going to give this a try pretty soon. I should also mention that Wu's Wonton King provides this Cantonese type of chili sauce. It's made with oil and a bunch of chili flakes. And if you like your wontons a bit more spicy, here's your condiment. Okay, let's break open this wonton and see what's inside. Now, I can tell this is a wonton from the shape. And let's break this open. And From what I can see, this wonton has that yellow wonton wrapper. There's pork, there's shrimp in here. Looks very good. The next one that we're breaking open is what I think is a soy gal. It looks like a shrimp dumpling. So let's break this open. And wow, this appears to be half veggie and half shrimp. There's no pork in this one. It looks really good. Then here's the third dumpling. Now this one's another type of soy gal. This one looks like it's solid shrimp. And you know what? I don't think, okay. Yes, it's solid shrimp. I broke it open and there's nothing else in there. So in this dish, there appears to be 3 different types of wonton. We're gonna give this a try very soon. The next dish that I'm going to try is the wontons. Now, they call this the #1 wonton dish. And we're going to find out whether this is #1. I put everything into this little bowl that you see. I have to mention that they did add some choy sum or some Chinese veggies, Chinese greens in here. So let's try this. Okay, very nice. I'm interested in that bone broth, that pork bone broth. Let's try that. Perfect. Not too salty, not too unsalty. It's right there in the middle. And that broth is nice and deep. Has a nice deep and rich flavor. Just to add more umami to that pork bone, they even add some seaweed, extra umami. Yeah, it goes perfect with that bone broth. In fact, I would call this Chinese miso soup. Now, we're going to try the wonton. Here's the first wonton. And as we saw before, this wonton has pork and shrimp. Let's try this. That is amazing. There's something very smooth, very slippery, the texture is perfect. I don't know how to explain it. It has that nice umami to it. You can taste the pork, but there's something extra that brings out the flavor of the pork and the shrimp. It just goes so well with that broth. Let's move on to that half veggie, half shrimp dumpling that I found before. Did you see that? This dumpling, or wonton, or soy gal, whatever you want to call it. This one is made with shrimp and watercress. That green vegetable in there tastes like watercress. It's perfect with that shrimp and pork. I think there's pork in there also. Delicious. Same texture as the wonton, but it tastes different because it has the veggie flavor of the watercress, which is a big note to that dumpling. The next one I'm going to try is the shrimp soy gal, which is 100% shrimp. I cut this open and this is what it looks like. See it? It's 100% shrimp in that yellow skin, yellow wrapper. This is really good. What I like about this is that they have seasoned the shrimp. I taste the seasoning in the shrimp. The great thing about this is that some restaurants tried to overwhelm the flavor of any of these dumplings with white pepper. Well, I don't taste that white pepper in there. It might be there, but it's not overwhelmed. And the texture of the shrimp is nice and crunchy, and it's nice and fresh. Delicious. I have to say, between that broth and the quality of the ingredients, this is definitely, should I say #1? Yeah, it's #1. After digging into this bowl of wonton, I think this particular dish is meant to be shared because there is actually 10 wontons and dumplings in that bowl, and it's definitely much bigger than what you would get in an individual serving. I think that's why it's $15. The next dish that I ordered is called the crystal crab meat fried rice. Now, this comes in a fairly big portion. The rice is not soy sauced. I think they rely on probably maybe some MSG and some salt to give this some flavor. There are little bits of crab meat over here, I see over here, and they're diced into tiny little pieces, and it does look like a real crab meat, which is a huge plus. Next we have some of this brown stuff on top. I think this might be dried seafood. Not sure what the seafood is. That's what it looks like. You know, if we dig in a little bit, yeah, this definitely is a good color. It's nice and hot, so we're going to give this a try very soon. Okay, the final dish that I'm going to try here is the crab fried rice. Now, they give this fried rice a special name. It's called the crystal crab meat fried rice. I'm not sure why they call it crystal crab meat, but from what I can see, the crab meat is diced into tiny little pieces, and I can tell just by looking at it that it's real crab meat. So this is the bowl of rice I'm going to eat. So let's try this. Okay, this is a very balanced fried rice. Why do I say that it's balanced? Because when you make fried rice, you're trying to balance the savory parts of the fried rice. So they have some green onions in here, and they also have, from what I can taste, they have some dried seafood here, maybe dried scallops or dried shrimp, but it's all shredded up. So I'm not really sure what it is, but my guess is that it might be dried scallops. It's very good. It's very delicious. I'm looking at this and I'm tasting it. This is such a well-balanced dish. It's not overly savory. There's some salt to it, not overly salted. I can even see some eggs in here. So everything is cut up really nice and small. Nothing is in a big chunk here, which is very pleasant. That makes the dish super balanced. Here's an example of the biggest piece of crab that I found in this fried rice. It's actually kind of small, but I think it's made to be that way because everything in this fried rice is cut up into tiny little pieces, and they just want everything to be blended into equal sizes. Yes, that's fresh crab meat. This dish is definitely well balanced, and I would say, you know, as with all the dishes I tried today, all four, everything is super well balanced. There are no extremes, but they're made very well. Now it's time again for, ta-da, the star of the show. And the star of the show today, out of all the dishes I ordered, is the restaurant's namesake, wonton. Now, the reason why this is so good, I have to say, is literally everything. The umami of the pork bone broth, the seaweed, the texture of the wonton, the flavoring of the wonton, everything's so well balanced. They are truly the Wonton King. If you want to come and have great wontons, definitely come here for the wonton. Look at this. It's not too big, not too small, just right, and the flavor is amazing. This is the star of the show in my book. Okay, the meal is over, and I have to say that this is one of the best restaurants in Chinatown, bar none. Now, here's the reason why this place is so well known amongst those celebrity chefs. They've eaten here, they've said it was good. I've eaten here many times because I used to frequent this neighborhood a lot. This particular restaurant is in a neighborhood called the Lower East Side. It's at the border of Chinatown and the Lower East Side of Manhattan. This neighborhood used to be a pretty poor neighborhood, but now it's, over the past 20 years, 25 years, it's been gentrifying super fast. And it's good to know that restaurants like this are able to hang on. I have to say that this particular restaurant, I think it started like in the maybe early 2010s. And it just does the job. It fits the neighborhood. It's not a super cheap restaurant, and it's not super expensive. It's affordable. You can find dishes here that you like, but they do everything in high quality. And that's what I love about this place. When I walked here, I was thinking, wow, it's been a while since I've been in this neighborhood. I used to frequent this place a lot. Now, if you come down here, it's not too hard to get to. Just take the F train down to East Broadway, come up, and boom, it's right there. You want high quality food? This is where you get it. for sure. If you're watching this review, you probably like Cantonese food. Please check out my Cantonese food playlist on this channel, The Minute Review Show. And there are a bunch of Cantonese restaurants that I have on that list throughout New York City. So check that out. And also, if you have a friend whom you like to recommend this channel to, please definitely do so. Especially those friends who are coming in from overseas, or maybe from another city or town. You'll definitely find some restaurants that you like on my channel. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. When the bill came, they gave me a mango pudding for free. Now this is the dim sum style mango pudding. It's good stuff. Final bill before tip is $83.80.